Welcome to CLIC Connect. I'm your host, Craig Sullivan, and I'd like to thank our production partners, Radisson Hotels of the Americas and Chicago Titles National Commercial Services Group, California, for bringing you this episode. Without them and without you, our audience, we wouldn't have a show. We are bringing you the industry leaders. We've got another new person for you to meet, Mr. Justin Myers. I've known him since he came on as an assistant at Atlas Hospitality Group, the #1 brokerage firm right here in California. Justin, welcome to the show. How are you, my friend?
Good, Craig. How are you?
Good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
How's business?
I can't complain. We're staying very busy. So things are looking good.
Perfect. Do me a favor, Justin. Tell the audience about yourself and Atlas Hospitality Group for the one or two people that may not know you guys.
Well, obviously, we're a California-based hotel brokerage firm. Atlas has been around for 25 plus years. Started by Alan and Alan Ray and Oliver and a couple of the other guys here in our office. I got started at Atlas, if you can believe it or not, in 2005. So this is my 17th year.
Wow.
Here with the company, and we still maintain a pretty strong foothold here in California hotel sales.
Outstanding. And yes, you do. I mean, that firm changed the dynamics of hotel brokerage in the state of California. So congratulations. Now, you were in school and you started up there as an intern, as I recall.
Yeah. So, I was going to college in San Diego at San Diego State to be a hospitality and tourism management professional, and was taking a entrepreneurship class with a gentleman you might know. His name's Bob Rausch.
Yep.
And Alan came and spoke for one of the programs or one of the courses there, and kind of pushed him to let me do an internship, my final internship over the summer. And that was history, man. Haven't done anything since then.
Yeah. It bit you and it pulled you right in. I love it.
Yeah.
So you've been closing deals throughout COVID-19. You've had a couple of closings recently. What's that been like from the view of a hotel broker? How's that been?
Yeah, I mean, I think, it was really interesting. 2020, it started out, nobody was doing anything. We were all twiddling our thumbs, trying to figure out what direction the market was going to head. We didn't really know. Obviously at the beginning of COVID, we thought it was going to be very challenging. It was going to be a struggle for everyone. And, it really kind of flipped a switch towards the end of 2020. And last year was an incredible year. I think we had more transactions, and Cal was a record year for transactions in California. But I would say the biggest change in dynamics has just been, how little product's been available and how many buyers have been at the table. How much capital is chasing deals is kind of been astonishing. We've just seen an influx of buyers, both institutional and private investors, buying hotels, and it's been it was the lowest of the low, and now we've gone to the highest of the highest. So it's kind of been a dramatic change.
Quite a shift. And, it wasn't one that just gradually built. It seemed like it just hit in a wave, right, and nobody was ready for it. And, how about the lenders? I mean, if they changed their MOs, are they requiring more money and longer periods for, say, CapEx holds? What's it been like with the brands and the PIPs? Let's start with those two.
Yeah, I mean, just to touch on your kind of original question, I think just going back to the dynamic and the light switch. I mean, Project Home Key. Not a lot of people, maybe some people know about it, but that's the state buying hotels. That really propped up the market at the end of 2020 and created a lot of exchange buyers. So that's why you had all these buyers entering the market. So that was kind of the first part. As far as lending goes, it seems to me, the biggest takeaway I've seen is that, relationships with banks and these investors has been the real driving force. We're still seeing 7A loans, SBA 504s, obviously commercial. I'm doing a USDA loan right now on a transaction. And the lending market's been great, but they're definitely looking for seasoned operators, people that have relationships, have done multiple transactions with lenders. That seems to be a big going concern right now with banks. As far as PIPs go, it depends on the brand, right?
Yeah.
If it's Hilton or Marriott, they want their PIPs. Now IHG, we've sold quite a few Holiday Inn Express brands, and they obviously accommodated people from a timing standpoint, but they want to see their PIPs get completed.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, and that's interesting. I think, I talk to the brand guys every week, just like you do. And now what I'm being told by all of them is that they're really hunting more for conversions. Everybody knows they're going to lose some assets across the board. So when you're doing a listing, have you already taken in consideration conversion to, giving them a choice of 2 or 3 brands to consider to make the deal even better and have a PIP
right
worked out for them on the front end?
Yeah, I mean, so as far as selling goes, I think, as a broker, it's one of our jobs to determine, what the options might be for the property as far as the brand goes.
Yeah.
And, look, I mean, brands like Choice, Wyndham, and some of the other mid-scale brands, I mean, they're aggressively, trying to convert product. So, you can take a property that might be a Wyndham and maybe it can go to a Motel 6 or vice versa. And those brands are really good about, providing a punch list for a potential owner. And so they can look at, is there an option to maybe up brand within a certain, franchising system? So I don't know if that answers your question, but I think our job is to look at, what the potential upside is in the deal, whether it's with branding or operations. So it's certainly something that we take into consideration when we're going for a listing.
That definitely answers the question, my friend. Definitely. Where are you seeing the most activity at? Is it California coastal that we all love, or are you seeing more, say, the Inland Empire, Central California, Northern California, inland, not so much coastal? Where are the bulk of your sales right now?
Yeah, I would say, if I had, it's leisure. I don't know as much of a demographic as it is. It's leisure.
Okay.
The leisure markets have been so desirable. What were once kind of looked at as a seasonal, a perfect example, Lake Tahoe,
Yeah.
Palm Springs. I mean, these markets,
Central Coast, yeah.
yeah, and Central Coast. I mean, these markets in the previous recession, nobody would touch those with a 10-foot pole. When I first got started in the business in 2005, I think every hotel in South Lake Tahoe was on the market at one point. And now, I mean, these are the darlings of the industry. I mean, Lake Tahoe, a Hotel Beckett just sold for a huge number up there. I mean, these markets are very desirable. I think people are looking at them as a little bit less reliant on corporate demand, which nobody knows when that's going to come back. And that drive to leisure market is very strong. So coastal California for sure, and any of the leisure markets, although Central California's, performed very well during this downturn. Central California
they have
done very well.
I agree. And, you talk to our friends at Pacifica Hotels that dominate the market in the Central Coast.
Yeah.
They've been running 90% occupancy throughout this whole thing when we were able to reopen hotels.
Yeah.
And everybody kept saying, well, wait till the end of summer, it'll fall off, wait till the holidays, it'll fall. Well, It hasn't fallen off. And, I think there's a lot of reasons for that. And I think you're right about, the road warriors. Some of them are back out there, but we certainly don't have group. and conferences back like we have in years past.
Right.
And without that business traveler, we're taking one heck of a hit revenue wise. But
Hmm.
if anything came through this doing better than going into COVID-19, I would think it's the extended stay properties. Whether it was a
Absolutely.
trucker or a salesperson, they had the ability to cook for themselves and stay away from everything.
Yeah, extended stay product type is, absolutely held its own. And I think a lot of those benefited from, short-term contracts. Some did Project Room Key.
Yeah,
But we've seen the extended stay demand stay very constant or consistent through the pandemic. So, from a construction standpoint, when we talk about building new hotels, everybody's on extended stay. They want to head to that brand type.
absolutely. Now, I would also think a campus with one of those hotels being the extended stay makes a lot of sense, especially what construction costs are right now and land costs.
Yep.
Is that what you're seeing as well?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there are some campus that we've seen a few dual brands come out,
Yeah.
where they've got economies of scale. I sold a property up in Lodi not too long ago that has a Candlewood Suites next door to it, and those two properties, work well off of each other. Obviously, you don't get quite the rate that you do at the Express versus the Candlewood, but the occupancy, stays pretty high at the Candlewood. Um, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how things move forward. I know we were talking about leisure. I think a lot of people, are assuming that international travel or Mexico and Hawaii is going to come back and might take a bite out of some of that leisure travel, but I don't know. I think people driving to a hotel that's a couple hours away is gonna be a thing for a
Yeah.
while.
Nothing like California coastal and nothing like making a leisurely drive up Highway 1.
There you
Okay.
go.
It's,
There you go.
it's in our DNA being here. Now, you started in 2005 as an
Yep.
intern assisting um, the leader of the pack, Oliver Shaw.
Yep.
But you've got a photograph to show everybody from 2007, I think it was.
Yeah, and I don't know if Danny was able to get that, but I can show it on my camera here. Let me
Show it, and Danny will add it
okay. So here you
later.
go. I don't know if that gets into focus, but this is all of us at 3:33 having some magic Coronas, because you're the one that showed me what a magic Corona is. That's the whole squad there from 2007. Kind of hard to
Seven,
see,
yeah.
but
Look at that. Jeez. Yeah, I forgot about that picture. That's a great one.
yeah, good
I
time.
The remarkable thing is most of you guys are still there and you're moving to a new headquarters pretty soon.
Yeah, we were hoping to be in this week, but had a few delays. We're moving to a new office off of MacArthur Court, close to John Wayne Airport. So we're going to be moving offices, and we'll do a press release on our address. I can't even remember off the top of my head what the new address is, but yeah, we're going to be moving next week. So we're excited to do that. We're excited to hopefully start expanding and grow the company. We've had the same guys here for a long time. Obviously, everyone here has a great track record,
Yeah,
but we're excited to get some new people in the office and continue to grow.
absolutely, my friend. All right, we're going to do the lightning round, and
Sounds good.
we're going to put 2 minutes on the clock for you,
Okay.
and we are also this is just word association, just the first thing that pops into your head. So you ready?
Okay.
All right. Labor,
Expensive.
team,
Important.
hotel development,
Robust.
amenities,
Not as important.
road warrior,
Dominant.
ground up or repositioning,
Repositioning.
leisure,
Huge demand.
I think it should be a new category. We got to talk
Yeah.
to Smith Travel and the rest of them. They need to incorporate that.
Yep.
Favorite airport?
Oh gosh, that's a tough one. Oh, my mom was a flight attendant when I was a kid, and I used to love going to St. Louis of all places because she flew for TWA. So I can't remember the last time I went there, but I remember it when I was a kid.
There you go. Tequila or whiskey?
Whiskey.
Favorite hotel or resort?
Oh, gosh. A few years ago, my wife and I stayed at the Burj in St. Helena.
Nice.
That was nice.
Work-life balance?
Complicated.
Hey, you did it with 38 seconds left, my friend. There you go.
Okay.
So, Justin, before we wrap this up, let's have you look into your crystal ball. Where do you see the market in California 6 and 12 months out from now?
Well, I think the first answer to that question is I feel like the crystal ball time frame has shortened dramatically. It's really tough. I mean, 12 months, I wouldn't even touch that. 6 months is a little bit more approachable as far as a prediction. I think, obviously there's still a ton of capital that's chasing deals, and we're still seeing a ton of activity in the marketplace. I continue to see transactions, take place, as the comps come out that are, surprising from a dollar volume standpoint. I mean, to give you a little statistic, between 2016 and 2019, there were 9 total transactions in California that sold for above $1 million a room. Last year alone, there were 9 transactions in California that sold for over $1 million a key. So right now, everything looks great. The market's really frothy, to use a kind of a generic term, but labor costs on the rise. You've got rising interest rates, inflationary pressure on supplies. There's some impacts on the horizon that that could impact the hotel industry. But today, the next 30 to 60 days, it's a seller's market, and it looks really good.
There you go. One last question, my friend. Where will you be on March 10th, 2022?
CLIC conference at
Good
the
answer.
Diamond Jewel of Anaheim, the JW Marriott.
There you go. There you go. Justin, my friend, we are out of time. How about a shameless plug? How can everybody get a hold of you?
My email address, justin@atlashospitality.com. Shameless plug. We did $175 million worth of hotel sales last year, 20 transactions. I was personally involved in 14 of those. So would love to hear from you.
You're the man. Look at that. Congratulations.
Thanks, Craig.
Justin,
always
you've
good,
got
man.
an open invitation to be on the show anytime you want. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate knowing you for so many years, Craig. Seriously.
Definitely. Thank you, my friend.
Take care.
Thank you, our audience, for joining us today. We're bringing you the industry leaders. Most of them are going to be in California, but we're going to step outside the state from time to time and bring you a little bit of a picture on the national scene as well. But thank you for joining us today. And again, I'd like to thank our production partners, Radisson Hotels of the Americas. I'd also like to thank Chicago Title National Commercial Services Group, California. Please give them each a call and let them know that producer Danny and I sent you. To them, they'd love to hear from you. And on March 10th, 2022, CLIC 5, as Justin said, at the Crown Jewel of the Anaheim Resort, the JW Marriott. We still have some tickets available. Hopefully you can join us. Go to our website, cliconference.com, and get registered. We'd love to see you there. We've got all of Atlas Hospitality is joining Justin there, so we will have him there and the rest of the team. We're going to have at least a half dozen lenders that have been making loans throughout the entire pandemic, and that's all they do is hospitality on site. We've got a brand panel with 10 different brands, and we do have 12 total joining us. So lots and lots of knowledge for you. If you're not in the California hotel market, you should be. And if you are in the California hotel market, this is the conference to be at. So thank you all for joining us today. Until the next episode, thank you and goodbye. But remember, be kind, share your knowledge, now go be amazing.